Hello, I'm Shelley Rothus, and I'm a different kind of victim. Part 2 of ghosting. Okay, ghosting, I described it in the other partake as being an option and not a choice. And reasons they do it, it's being self centered and selfish, meaning they don't see you as important or worthy of respect. Or it goes to their ego because they know that you see them as valuable and worthy of respect and you care about them. And they take that to their head and take advantage of it because they see you as vulnerable. They say, oh, I know that person's going to be around whenever they need you or want you around, where it's going to benefit them. So, the second part, my father. Coming to that realization that my father was ghosting me was based on the situation that happened after with the second person that ghosted me, which happened to be a person that I admired a lot, as I had said, and actually saw very important and still do. So how did my father ghost me? Most people think of ghosting as something that happens within private messages, texting, where somebody texts you and you ignore them or you're being ignored. That's ghosting. That's how that most people see it, that it happens through communication in that way. In my case, with my father, this time it would be happening during real in person, and it's also on the phone conversation. So, in this case, it was used as a abuse tactic. In the other incident, it was based on being an option in that person's life. Even though it's seen as a narcissistic type of behavior and a tactic of an abuser, it doesn't necessarily mean that person's an abuser. There's different ways that ghosting is used and why. So, why did my father ghost me? Like I said, it was a tactic, just like those lies, to make me believe that I'm crazy, worthless, a bad person. Same with the ghosting. A little bit of ghosting, a little bit of lies, a little bit of degrading, insulting. They had to keep me under and keep on believing that I'm not important. I'm not worthy of the respect. I'm not worthy of being treated right. I'm a burden. I'm a bad person. So was it just my father alone that was involved in this ghosting? No. There were a little triad of abusers. My mother, as I call her mother, because she only gave birth to me. She's not a mom. She didn't care about me. If she did, she wouldn't have abused me since I was a young child. My sister, the twin abuser of my mother. Ooh, that's right, they're exactly two of a kind. So, now to discuss how my father ghosted me. We're at dinner, and me, being the caring and loving daughter, say, hey, Dad, how was your day? Did you have a good day? What did you do? You know, dinner talk. My dad would literally be sitting right next to me looking at him and talking to him, trying to have a conversation. And he would literally go like this. He would be like, I'm not even there. Like, he'd even hear me. Even though he did, I would even ask him, why aren't you responding to me? Nothing. That's right, nothing. So, how is it a triad? because my mother would actually tell me that I'm making my father sick and that he's, sickly, and that I'm annoying him. And I'm a bad person for doing that. I'm a bad person for talking to my father, trying to communicate with him in a good way, in a, way that I care. But I'm a bad person for doing that, right? They got to make me believe that I'm a bad person. That was one tactic of abuse. And they did it very well for many years. I didn't realize it. But my abusers were all in that. My dad, he's very weak because he was a part of that. My mother's the ringleader. My sister's right down under her. Then there's my dad. My dad was being abused by my mother before I was even born. She had her plans. They worked out well for her. She made him even weaker and weaker, and he got worse and worse with his abuse. That's another topic. Back to the ghosting. How else did my father ghost me? I'd call him on the phone. Hey, Dad, how you doing? Tell him about my day, and, right when he'd pick up the phone, he'd go, hi, Shelley, what do you want? Wow. That doesn't sound like he even cares about me or even wants me a part of his life or sees me as important or deserving of respect. You know what? He did not talk to my mother or my, what I call, biological sibling, sister. He never talked to them like that, as though he didn't care about them or they're not important. He always talked to them in a nice way. Hi, Pam, how you doing? Hi, honey. Me. Hi, Shelley. What do you want? How do you think that made me feel? It shouldn't have made me feel bad, because you know what? He's the bad one. He is the bad one, not me. That's a part of abuse. It still made me feel bad, yes, because with the case with my father, just like my friend, I still had those memories of when my dad did treat me right, which was before I became a teenager. That's many years ago. Those memories will always stay, those good ones. So with my father's case, it was a tactic of abuse. What else did he do on the phone? Hi, Dad, how you doing? What do you want? And I'll be talking about my day, trying to have a conversation with him. He'd hang up on me without even saying goodbye or anything. Yeah. What kind of person does that? An abuser. They want you to see yourself as unimportant, a burden, no good, worthless, not deserving of respect or being treated right. They had to keep that abuse going. It was continual. Even if there's no verbal degrading or any, psychological or emotional abuse involved, there's many tactics that abusers use in order to keep their victim down to where they want them so they can continue that abuse. So ghosting, one should really see that as something really bad and wrong to do. Whether you're an abuser or not, it's very hurtful to another person. And if you're not I'll call self-centered prick and very selfish and a person worthy of respect yourself, you wouldn't be doing that to other people. And people that it gets done to, I know it's very hard to not have those thoughts in your head. What did I do wrong? Oh, this is so shameful. Am I not an interesting person? Am I boring? Am I annoying? It's especially hard when the person who's doing it to you, you had sentimental or really good memories and thought really highly of them and respected them and found them to be an important part of your life. It's especially hard when it's done by somebody that you felt that way about. So next time you decide that you don't want to talk to somebody again and you're ignoring them and they either come to you and express that, maybe you didn't realize it, again, you should really look into it deeply on their side and apologize if you feel that and see that it's a good possibility that you did that. Because people you respect, you communicate with, and you treat them as though they're important, which means their feelings are important to you too. I'm Shelley Rothus, and I'm a different kind of victim. See you next time.